hit it. Microphone check. Baby, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls,
you are now rocking with the best.
It's not some
Baby. One time,
still shining.
respect my swag.
It don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing.
and this is
Another episode.
a swingers
After dark. What time is it? It's time to get live.
and this is your host. Not some baby.
Let's go, champ.
Microphone check 1 2 1 2. This is your host, not son, baby, and this is another episode of Swingers After Dark. And I'm with Dom Chase. You know, I want to give this good brother a public apology because we were supposed to start an hour earlier, but you know, I had a blonde moment. You feel me? I had a blonde moment. For some reason, I thought he was from the West Coast, but you know, he's from the Lone Star State. He's from Texas, and you know everything is big in Texas. I know because I saw the women there when I went to Dallas. Ow! And I just want to give him an apology by being on CPT time because I don't do that. I don't do the lateness. You feel me? So I just want to let him know that that wasn't on purpose. But fuck all the lovey-dovey mushy shit. I want to speak to you, Dom Chase. You know, because I heard some good things about you. You know what I'm saying? Your name ringing bells like Sunday. Like church bells that's on Sunday at noon. You know what I'm saying? And all the people say amen when they come to service, when they come to the Don Chaser service in Texas.
Hey.
So tell them about the group that you got going on. First of all, what city in Texas you're located?
Before we start anything, first of all, I want to say I greatly appreciate you giving me the opportunity and the platform to come on here and talk my shit. Above and beyond everything, you're out here doing big things, connecting a lot of people, and I'm very humbled and honored that you had me, gave me the opportunity to come on here and talk to you and talk to your audience and maybe get some people on this Planet Swirl shit.
Okay. So and that's your group, Planet Swirl.
Yes, sir, Planet Swirl.
And where you based out of? You from Dallas? You from Austin, Houston?
I would say the headquarters, the epicenter is definitely Dallas. So we out in Dallas and try to spread our love all over Texas and the rest of the United States now. Hopefully the world next.
Oh, so you were born and raised in Dallas?
Oh, no. I was born in Germany. Parents in the military, grew up all over the place. Ended up in San Antonio, then to Alabama, Florida, Philly, New York. I've been LA. I've been around.
Oh, what city you claim? Like, what do you claim? What is your home?
I claim Planet Swirl. That's what I claim.
Oh, okay. So let's talk about. Wait, before we get to the Planet Swirl, how long have you been in the swing lifestyle?
Shouts out to my man Drew Huggins. Shout out to Kenny Baker. These two brothers put me on in 2002. I was doing it way before that, but didn't know what it was. These guys put me on to it in San Antonio, actually. It was called SA Mandingos. And I was just the dude. I was a young bull helping them just like, if this is a DJ or club, I was moving crates, and if that makes any sense. So I'm in the background seeing these guys do this, and they put me on and showed me the path. And yeah, that's how it really officially started.
So what is a bull?
Oh, I'm sorry, bull. Sorry, that's Philly bull. A word, Philly word. It's a Philly word.
Okay. So I wasn't sure if you was talking about bull.
No. I'm sorry.
And swinger terminology. No. I know what bull mean because I be in Philly. I know about John and bull. You know, they call each other bull. I thought when you said bull, I thought you was talking about the swingers definition.
No. My bad. Not my bad. No.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you know, the Philly slang, a bull means like a person or particularly a dude.
Young bull.
Yeah, a young bull. Like we may say homie, but in Philly they say bull. Yo, that's my bull over there, or the young bull was over there in that John. They don't say joint, they say John. You know what I'm saying?
It's funny me being in Texas and I run across certain people and then certain things come out, but you know.
See, ladies and gentlemen, Dom Chase is internationally known, nationally recognized, and locally respected. Yeah,
Hey.
So,
Hey.
so why you think those brothers took you under their wing? What was it about you that they gravitated towards you?
I to tell you the truth, I really don't know. Those guys opened up a whole world in front of me that I didn't know was right in front of me. And maybe it was I was just young. I had good ideas. I was a little creative. I could talk some shit. I had a little bit of game. I was able to talk to women. Maybe a combination of all those things. So,
did you have a preconceived notion about the lifestyle? Like, did you have like a not necessarily a stereotype, but did you have a vision of what the lifestyle was about before you stepped into the lifestyle?
No, back then I was in my 20s. I was just doing what felt right. I guess I was born a natural freak, and those things just happened. I was just ready to do. I was really down for whatever. I was like, fuck it. If me and my homeboy hanging out and we meet some girl at the club and it just happens that we just both knock her down, we just both have fun, or we end up having a threesome, me and another woman or whatever. But this is when I was younger. It was whatever. We go out to a club, have fun or whatever, and then it is what it is.
So who was the first chick you popped?
Oh, come on, man.
Okay, let's back up. What was your first sexual encounter that made you say, "Oh shit"? Like, I want to do this again and again. Like, did the chick let the inner freak out of you to prepare you for the lifestyle?
I'm gonna say. That's a loaded question with a lot of you need a lot of context for that. My story is quite elaborate.
Okay, so when did you find out that you were a freak?
When I really recognized it is when I met these guys and I saw that I wasn't the only one that thought things like this. And Drew and Kenny basically, like, they showed me the way and showed me how to act and how to move around. And when I saw other people doing the same exact things that I was doing, the things that I felt, I was like, wow, there's people actually out here really living this life. Now, again, I was in my 20s. So the perspective I have of it now is way different than I did when I was in my 20s.
Did you, like, let's say in your high school year, like your high school years, or even your junior high or elementary school years, do you remember like looking at like an adult magazine or even a porno magazine to tell yourself, or even a DVD or a VHS tapes, like the cassette tapes? Did you ever think to myself, yo, I wonder how it is to be in that situation, and then years later you doing the same thing that them motherfuckers was doing, only that they doing it on film? Like, did you ever think that you'd be doing the same thing or something similar that they were doing?
So number one, I do it bigger than these porn stars do it. Number one, let's get that off top.
Talk your shit. Keep going.
We do it way bigger than that. I'm gonna say it's hereditary, man. It's my dad. I used to see my dad's videotapes in his drawer. I used to watch them. I mean, I learned how to eat pussy. I remember that tape. I remember the scene like it was yesterday. I learned how to eat pussy off this one videotape. This black dude was going down this Latina. And I remember all of it. That's probably why I have a fixation on Latinas now. That's probably why I have Planet Swirl, to tell you the truth. But I remember watching that, and then I just remember that's whenever I meet a woman, I'm gonna do that. If I'm lucky enough to meet two women who want to have sex with me at the same time, I want to do that. And then it became a thing that just happens.
How did the brothers vet you? Like, you were a newbie. Like, how did they sit you down to give you the game of the do's and don'ts? Like, how did they guide you per se?
I mean, at that time, like, I'm trying to remember how I felt back then. I mean, everything for me now is all about emotion, and I'm trying to think how and what I was thinking back then. For me, it was just having fun and just being respectful. I mean, it's like, you know, the thing I see. I want to use my words carefully. The thing I see a lot of with single men, and I guess maybe men in general, especially this time with social media, they expect women just to bust it open and not take the time to have game and have the time to just like, hey, let me talk and let me get to know this person. Let me find out, because this person could be a complete freak and I don't know it because I'm just trying to do this one thing real quick. That's the whole foundation of Planet Swirl. The whole foundation is it's a community thing. People get to know each other and they get to do things outside of just sex, because sex is cool, but it means so much more when you can do and try bigger things and freakier things with people, a group of people that you're comfortable with. Also, you can go to planetswirlparty.com and get all that, get all the Planet Swirl merch that I got on, see all that. Get tied into community. But going back to Drew and Kenny in the vetting situation, I was just a young respectful guy that just wanted to be with people who I can look up to and can show me how to act, and that was in my 20s. You know, a lot of us don't have the access to older people to show us how to act. A lot of times it was like big brothers. Yeah, a lot of times it's blind leading the blind, or follow the follower, instead of somebody saying, "Hey, that's not the way to go. You need to do this. Go left instead of going right." So that's what it did for me.
So what specific jewels did they drop on you that you remember? Because I remember at my first lifestyle party, I was like overzealous. I was anxious. And my homie, he pulled me to the side. You know, he didn't embarrass me. He didn't want to embarrass me. He pulled me to the side. You know, we left the house and we was chilling on the patio. He was like, "Yo, bro, you know, just calm down. Like, you know,
don't be anxious."
Don't be anxious. Like, let the game come to you. You know, don't be quick to jack up shots. Find your rhythm, find your pace, and take it from there. So, what game that you remember that was laced on you?
Well, it was that. It was like, just, you know, you'll see a woman with her husband. She'll be attractive and she'll want to talk to you so you can start playing or whatever. Just don't get anxious. Don't talk yourself out of some pussy. Always be respectful. That's always the biggest thing. Be respectful. Be respectful of people's relationships, because you don't know the situation after you leave here or before you walked in. All you know is what you see in front of you. But you know, that's probably been a thing that's kept me with this idea I've had the whole time. So you consider yourself a veteran, right? Yes, I would like to think. I would like. I don't want to put a label. I'm a guy who's been around a while. I've seen some things. Okay, so what would the seasoned Dom Chase tell your newbie, your quote unquote newbie Dom Chase, like from the mistakes or the missteps that you made? What would you tell your younger self? What the seasoned, the OG Dom Chase would tell the BG, the baby gangster? Slow down. Let it come to you. Don't be anxious. It's going to happen. It's more meaningful with the connection. It's more meaningful for the networking. It's more meaningful to have conversations, especially if you don't have access to people. Because what happens is you don't know any better until you get outside influences. And there's a lot of times, you know, I forgot how exactly it goes. When you're ready, the master will seek you. Something to that effect. Mm-hmm. Basically, when a student is ready, the master will appear. There you go. And that's for anything. That doesn't have to be about sex. It could be about being positive. It could be about business help. It could be about just ways to move around that a different perspective you never thought of. To me, it's all about the network. Okay, so how was, you said you were originally a part of the San Antonio Mandingos, right? Yeah, that was 2002, 2003, long time ago. So how did that experience prep you to run Planet Swirl? It's kind of what, not to cut you off. It's like if I'm in a dope game, I may pick up certain things in a dope game to where when I become a boss, I will know the do's and don'ts of the game, so I will avoid certain pitfalls. You know, what wisdom or experience that made you say, "Oh, I could do that," or "I know what to do and what not to do" when I run my own group? Okay, so let me tell you how. This might answer your question a lot better. Let me tell you how this whole thing started.
Take us back. Take us back. You know what I'm saying?
That's how it started. So I was in San Antonio. I have a very, very attractive, very, very sexy girlfriend named Priscilla. The people who are listening who know me know her. I got a job offer in Dallas, so I went from San Antonio to Dallas. We went to a club and we didn't see very many interracial couples. So I was like, well, shit, I want to find people just like us. So I started hanging out at a club in Dallas. I started, excuse me, I started selling lingerie at the club because I figured that a big black guy, most people aren't going to come talk to. But if I have something, if I have an icebreaker, they'll come talk to me. And if they come, I can talk to them. It's no problem. And I have Priscilla, who's gorgeous, and they'll come talk to her. If they come over there, I'm good. So that's how it started. And then we made Dallas Swirl. That lasted about 6 months, and then we went on the boat trip. We do a matter of fact, we do a boat trip every year, which actually I want to invite you to. We do a boat trip every June to a place called Hippie Hollow in Austin. Austin is a nude lake in Texas. We get a party barge, 2 stories, go to this thing. We have a DJ, contest, food. There's 2 or 3 boats out there, have 150 to 200 people on a lake. It's amazing to see black people in the water swimming, which is crazy. So we do that every year. So originally I got the idea from the place was called Players. Shouts out to Chris. He's my mentor without knowing that he's my mentor. He does this event. Her and I went. And as soon as we went, I told her that we can do this. We can do this for our people. I know black people like to come on the lake and be on the water because if I had a good time, and I don't like being outside, I don't like being in the sun and shit. So I figured if they come, if we had a good time, there's other people who have to feel the same exact way. So then we did it. So I said, well, I want people to travel here. So let's turn to Texas Swirl in case we go to somewhere else. I can't be in North Carolina and say I'm Dallas Swirl. So I got to be Texas Swirl. So we made a logo, started the whole movement. And 4 years later, COVID started. We did 3 Texas Swirl weekends. That's what we call them. Then we started doing Zoom chats while everybody was on lockdown. We did that for almost 3 months straight. And we decided that people from the outside of Texas were wanting to come in and come to our event. So I was like, well, fuck it, let's do Planet Swirl. Plus Thanos is my favorite character of all times. So everything just fit. It felt like it was meant to happen that way. Made the logo, here we are.
How were you able to find and cultivate your clientele? Because, you know, when you think of Texas, you don't really think of racial harmonies stereotypically. So how were you able to find people who would enter interracial play or interracial dating?
I'm not shy. I mean, if I'm in the club, I'll talk to people. There's several adult websites you meet people on. Then you meet couple A. Couple A knows 3 couples, and then couple B knows 4 couples, and then we just start hosting events, and they all come. The first event I did, we had 30 people, and I was nervous as fuck. And now, if we do 30 people, that's a bad night.
So when you got into the lifestyle, did you immediately jump in the interracial scene, or it just evolved?
This is everything I do with Planet Swirl comes directly from me. It's something that's attached to me personally. Everything. So it was an extension of me. I've always my children are mixed. My mother's Puerto Rican, my dad's black. I grew up in a military background. I mean, military household. So all my friends, I had white friends, black friends, Asian guy dating a black chick, white dude dating a Mexican chick, or whatever situation. So that's never been foreign to me. To me, it feels the most normal. So that's what I gravitated to. And just to find out there's a bunch of other people just like it.
So it's not a fetish to you, because a lot of people, they fetishize somebody's race.
No,
it's more or less it's your background, is who you grew. It's natural. It's a natural It's you.
It's-
It's who you are. It's not like, oh my God, I got a fucking Latin chick, or I got a fucking Asian chick, you know. Oh my God, you know. So
I will tell you though, I do have a fetish for redheads with green eyes.
well, that could be a preference, right?
That's a.
So
I guess.
okay. So what's the difference between a preference and a fetish in your
I don't know.
view?
My preference is what I have now. That's my preference. Like my woman is 6 foot tall, exotic looking. That's my preference. The red hair, green eyes, just that's something that I look at like, oh shit, that catches my attention. It makes me break my neck.
A unicorn though, like how often do you see redhead and blue eyes? You know what I'm saying?
Go to fucking Boston. I'm sure there are a bunch of Irish chicks up there.
I don't go to Beantown. You know, I'm not sure.
I've never been up there, so
I'm not sure if they like brothers up there. You know what I'm saying? So
they like brothers everywhere. They like brothers everywhere. They just don't. Sometimes they just gotta hide it, but they love brothers everywhere.
So do you get any blowback? Speaking of that, do you get any hate from other persuasions? Because even though people say we live in a post-racial society, there's still that lingering effect of Jim Crow in the past. So do you sometimes get static from whether it's
No, I don't get any. I don't move in those circles. I don't move in that negativity. The other misconception is that Planet Swirl is just solely for black men with white women or Hispanic women or whatever type of women. It's not the case. It's not the case. That's how it started. It started off interracial. Now it's just for open-minded people. We have so many people that span the color rainbow that there's no way this could be interracial. This is international, if anything, because we have so many people. We have so many dope ass people. I've met some of the craziest ass people, white, black, Indian, Middle Eastern. They're just wild, and everybody gets along with everybody. And when it comes down to sex, they do what they want to do. If they wanted to sit down and talk, I heard one of your interviews. Shouts out to Missy King. I listen. I pay attention. Speaking of her, I pay attention. She's doing some real big things. I look at her, Max Styles. I look up to those. I look up to them. I really a big shouts out to those people. I look up to them. I look out for them. I look up to them because I get inspired by seeing people do things like she sells at a hotel in a day. That's awesome. And wait.
But before you keep going,
sorry.
I went to no. You good, brother? I remember I went to Missy's. I went to Missy's first ever party, and she had like 25 people in the suite, like the most 30. And I went to her first Hedonism 2 trip in Jamaica. She only had 5 people on her ticket. So to see her go from a suite to a whole hotel takeover.
Where she at?
Yeah. So it goes to show if you build it, they shall come. Anyway, keep going.
No, I mean, shouts out to her, man. Shouts out to her big time. Because I mean, and not enough people say this. I listen to a lot of things she says, and a couple other people too, but her mainly. And she says a lot of the same things that I think, and a lot of the same things I feel when it comes down to doing this LS shit, doing this party shit. Like, I can hear in her voice how passionate she is about actually doing this. The same thing with the bull Max Styles. It's Max Styles, right?
Yes, Max Styles. Yeah.
Okay. Shout out to him. Like I said, shout out to him. I pay attention to these people because his thing in Florida is crazy. Like these people are absolutely killing it. And I look up to these people and I follow them. I'm inspired by them, and shouts out to them.
So how do you find that affinity towards other people without putting ego into the mix? Because a lot of people, they don't want to give other people props because they feel threatened. What is it about you that you don't have a problem with giving people their flowers?
Because listen, at the end of the day, we're all out here for one reason. We all out here. We want to have fun. Fun is freedom. That's all we want. We just want to be able to do what we want to do, have a good life, no bullshit, no drama. That's what we want to do. I've been doing this here almost 5 years now, and I've dealt with a lot of bullshit. I've dealt with a lot of drama. I've dealt with a lot of Facebook and stupid shit like that. And I've come to find out, man, it's only the people who can't do what you do that talk the most. When I see her, she doesn't talk. She just puts her shit out and she kills it. Mac, he puts his stuff out, he kills it. The dude, the boy Too Tall in Indiana, does his thing, puts his shit out, kills it. The dude, BK Swings in Florida, does his thing. You know, there's people out there who are really like passionate about doing this and want to connect people. And not enough people on their side say, you know, shot these people out and say, hey, I'm paying attention to you. I'm watching you. I'm inspired by what you're doing. Because I hope, even if they don't say it, I hope that whatever I'm doing, somebody's looking out there and saying, damn, I should have done that. Or damn, that's a good idea. I'm going to take that idea. I'm going to remix it and do something else with it. That's what I want. I want people to read. I want to inspire other people because I'm inspired by people.
It's like enhancing the game.
Bro.
You take the baton and run with it.
The better I do, the better they do. The better they do, the better I do. That's it. That's what it comes down to. Just because it's not even a competition shit. It's on. They see. I see something she doing. Like I saw something at her event that she did. I was like, I need to do that. How come I'm not doing that? And now I'm going to do it. You know, simple things like that. And it has experience.
Well, what makes a good mentor? Like, what are the characteristics and the components of a good mentor? Because there's a lot of people who come into the lifestyle and they're not vetted. You know, it's like a free fall now. It's not like back then where there was more exclusivity. So what would make a good mentor for the people who aren't vetted and they're looking for that master because they're ready as a student?
Well, a lot of times, with the exception of social media, it makes it what I call LS and LS 2.0. LS 2.0 is the more social aspect, and that's more towards what I lean towards. The original LS is, you know, let's fuck, but this is real private. Just people don't want the privacy part. People love taking pictures and having that experience. But as far as like mentoring and vetting, just somebody who has ethics, has morals, has honesty. I mean, that's it. I mean, I don't want to take advice from anybody negative, if that makes any sense. Even now, I mean, I'm doing this forever and I still learn stuff. I have 3 people that I call that if I see something crazy or I feel a certain kind of way, I call them and ask them, hey, am I tripping? Or what do y'all think about this? Because I may not see the right angle. So I ask them, you know, what do you see? How do you see this? Because I want to be sure that I'm doing the right thing. And if I'm fucking up, I fix it.
It's important to have wise counsel. You know what I'm saying? Who could guide you? You know. So when was that eureka moment that made you say, yo, I could run my own ship too as the captain? It's like, what was the inception of Planet Swirl?
I can tell you the date it happened.
That he breaking it down to the date.
I have the flyer. I had it right here. I have the flyer that I was at. It was August, if I'm not mistaken, it was August 17th, 2017. That's when I knew it could happen. As a matter of fact, right here. I'm sorry, July 22nd, 2017. This event is the one that changed my life.
Butts, boobs, and boats.
Yeah, it was like, yeah, shouts out to Chris at Eden in Dallas, San Antonio, and Oklahoma City. That's the event that changed my life.
How was your first? Was you like, you know, shitting bricks? Like, how was you nervous? Like, the people on my team know, like the week before, the couple of days before, I'm like on the phone with everybody 3 or 4 times a day, just going over everything 10 times because I wanted to be, you know, as soon as you walk in the door, I want to feel a certain kind of way. I wanted to feel like you walked out of your real life, you put on a different suit, and you're somebody else for 72 hours.
when I do events, I'm neurotic. I'm checking the checklist. I'm going over everything. I don't sleep well the night before because I feel like I'm gonna forget something, even though I have a board on the wall with this filled with things to do and checklist upon checklist. But it's one of those things. I get nervous, but then when like 3 o'clock comes around, that's usually the check-in time. I start seeing people walk in, and like I feel that vibe, and I hear the music, and people are starting to talk. And I hear clapping, and I hear people talk. I'm getting pumped up. I'm getting excited thinking about it right now. We're doing something in January. We got a hotel takeover in January. It's called the Sleepover. This is the second year we're doing it. And actually, the Sleepover is my birthday weekend. So the Sleepover is last year was consisted of things I like to do. I like to watch Martin. I like junk food. So we sat around and ate junk food and in our pajamas all day, had a pool party, hotel floor take. It was fucking crazy.
And that's annual, right?
Yeah, it's annual. So we're doing the same. We're doing it this year in Dallas. It's going to be the biggest thing we ever do. It's the biggest event we've ever done, and it's going to be the best weekend of whoever's there. It's the best weekend of their life.
So how did you build your team? It's like, how do you hand pick your team, and what was the criteria?
It's trial and error. And people have lives, things happen. What usually happens is it's people I gravitate to, people I have a conversation with, and they understand logic. They understand people. They understand how emotion works. They understand how to form like Voltron and fit the right way. They feel pause the holes that I have. So you know what I'm saying? So that's what happens. And then life happens. I've had people on my team and they decided to leave for whatever reason. Some 1 or 2 times it was my fault, a couple of times it was their fault. It just shit happens. Life happens and people move on. This is not for everybody. Some people get into this and don't understand how serious this shit is. I mean, we'll do this, and I'm sure these people who do these hotel takeovers know it happens to them. We'll do this, and then other people will see it, and they'll be like, well, damn, I was doing it. I can do this. This is easy. Until they get into it. And then they figure out how much planning and how much time and how much agony and how much, like, this is the best and worst abusive relationship I've ever been in. And I won't leave her. I can't.
Ladies and gentlemen, my man Dom Chase, he loves trauma bonding. Ow. You know what I'm saying? So listen, you're a better man than me because I'm not babysitting grown kids. You know what I'm saying? So how do you keep drama to the minimum?
Learn how to tell people no, and stick to it. And it's gonna piss people off. People are gonna hate you. People are gonna talk shit about you. But that's what it comes down to. At the end of the day, bottom line, this is my shit. If the hotel burns down, who are they gonna come to? They come to me. They're gonna come talk to me. I can't have that. I'm not gonna. I work very hard at this. I have. There's been times that relationship wise with me and my girl hasn't been great because I'm so focused in on these events and I'm pissed off because things aren't happening the way this should happen. Sometimes I'm on cloud 9 where I want to dance on the ceiling because everything's falling into place and I'm getting good news and tickets are and the tickets are being sold and everything's happening. Merch is flying off the shelf. We sold out of this sweater. We sold out of this hat. But then it's a roller coaster. There's a song called 10 on DJ Mustard with Nipsey Hussle. There's an excerpt in the middle that Nipsey Hussle says, I've been through every emotion, every single emotion. The one thing I did not do is give up. That's what I live by.
How do you balance your home life with the lifestyle? Very
carefully. It's an everyday battle. I have little kids. So it's a struggle. There's sometimes that I'll leave to go to an event in a different city just to go check it out, go network, go meet people. There's times that we both go. I do video editing and make flyers and do all these other things. And we do merch, we do hats, get on planetswirlparty.com. shirts and sweaters and stuff. So I'm constantly thinking about these things and trying to think of cool things that we can do. Like we got pop sockets because everybody needs one anyway. So I figured we'll have these here. So I try. She's very patient. She understands that this is what I love. So it works. But it's a constant struggle.
Do you collaborate with other Texas groups? Come on, talk that shit. They're like, nah, motherfucker. I'm the only one. I'm number one. There's only the king of the hill.
No, but it's not a number one or number two thing. It says I do what I do thing. I've always been open to it. It is the situation just has to be right. That's what it comes down to. The situation has to be right. If it makes sense, I'm with it. It just has to make sense and be right. We have a process. We have a system. We have a standard that we don't falter from. Like I said, when you walk in the door, you feel it. You feel that vibe. When you walk in the door, you feel it. There might be somebody running out in the parking lot naked, say, "Hey, how you doing? Thank you for being," whatever. It's different. It's different. I recommend anybody listening to this at some point in time in your life, you need to come to a Planet Swirl Party event. PlanetSwirlParty.com, PlanetSwirlParty.com, PlanetSwirlParty.com.
What is your Super Bowl? What is your signature event, Planet Swirl? What is Planet Swirl's signature?
Texas Swirl Weekend.
Or signatures? What you say?
Signatures, plural. Signatures. Texas Swirl Weekend. That's what we do. The boat trip in Hippie Hollow this year. That's going to be June 9th to the 12th. That's going to be absolutely amazing. If you've never been on
what's Hippie Hollow? What's Hippie Hollow?
Hippie Hollow is a nude lake in Austin, Texas. Okay. So you can be bucket ass naked on this party barge. I'll send you some pictures of it. You can be a two-story party barge. The boat holds 150 people. So it's crazy. It's wild. That's one of them. The other one, the new one is Labor Day. Our Labor Day event we do in San Antonio. That's probably the best. That's probably my favorite event that we do. It's a foam party. We have a DJ the whole time we're there. They're playing music the whole time we're there. Foam, food the whole weekend. It's wild. Then we do KOS. KOS is my take on King of Diamonds. So we turned the conference room into a strip club.
What you say?
So we turned the conference room into a strip club, and it's called KOS. It's my rendition of KOD.
And what is KOS? What's the acronym?
King of Swirl.
Okay, King. So what makes you the king of Swirl?
I'm not the king of Swirl at all. That's what it's called.
No. We can't be humble, Playboy. We can't be humble. You got to talk your shit.
I'm just out here. Listen, all I do is what feels right to me. If it feels right to me and people fuck with it, and that makes me the king, then that makes me the king. But I just do what feels right to me.
Now that's no if. It is. You know what I'm saying? That's no if in our freaking dictionary. It's when and is. It is what it is. So it's like, how do you run your events? It's like, how do you stop? Like, let's say there's an unexpected mishaps. How do you stop yourself from having anxiety or from you flipping out? How do you keep your composure?
Oh man, meditation.
How do you meditate on the go though? Like right then and there.
It's like an out of body experience. Anybody who does this at a really serious level, they know this feeling. When shit goes sideways, you don't even think. You're just on autopilot and your body's just moving. That's what it is. But the main thing, you just breathe and don't flip out. Because if nobody's dying, nobody's hurt, things can get fixed. Problems can get solved. It's just when you get emotional and let your emotions take control of you, that's when shit gets fucked up. You have to control your emotions. Everything is about emotion. You have to feel it. If you control your emotions and you think logically and just breathe, take a second, because whatever problem just happened could wait 3 minutes.
Okay, so how do you rectify any of your conflict or disputes or beefs in a lifestyle so it wouldn't get messy? Because I know everybody got their share of squabbles. You know, I know I do, but everybody got their, because you know we're social creatures. So you're gonna run into conflict sometimes. Everything is not gonna be peachy and cream. You know, it's not gonna be kumbaya all the time. So how do you quell the drama and the bullshit so it won't spill out into you and ruin your reputation as a group owner, as a host?
I do 2 things. I ignore it and I throw dope parties.
See, that's why I fucks with you. You know, you listen, you know, everybody can't be like 50 Cent. Everybody can't get away with being petty. Because 50 Cent, he could get away with being petty. But Jay-Z, he can't do what 50 Cent does because people won't accept it. Like when Jay-Z did Super Ugly and talk about the condoms on the baby seat, about Nas's baby mama, people wasn't feeling that. So Jay-Z, what Jay-Z does, he kills you with success. That's how he could beat you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, you can say what you want to say, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna use that as fuel to throw the hottest parties, the biggest swirl parties in the United States and on the fucking planet as a whole.
Yeah.
You feel me?
I don't like, believe me, I see everything. And when I see those things, I go in the corner, I cry.
And ladies and gentlemen, those are crocodile tears. Don't pay Dom Chase attention. Those are crocodile tears.
No, okay, real shit though. I mean, because I'm human. When I see these things, and these people know exactly where they are. I'm not gonna even name them, which I want to, but I'm not going to because I'm not.
No, we can't give them shine, baby. Listen. We the sun. The moon gets its shine because of us. If it wasn't for the fucking sun, the moon wouldn't get its shine. Anyway, keep going. It affects me. Like I see it. I hear it, people call me, they send me screenshots, and I'm a human being. So when I see somebody being ugly towards me and it got to my family, it got to my family on one comment. It bothers me and it pisses me off. And then I just have to let it go. Because the bottom line is, if I wasn't doing anything, I'd just be a regular ass guy. And it wouldn't matter. And the fact of the matter is, you little man, you know who you are. You want to come to my shit. You're upset because you can't come to my shit. You want to meet all these women that come to my shit, and you can't because you can't come to my shit. And you're invited. You just won't come to my shit. And you know what they say? A hater is nothing but a fan, an inadvertent fan.
These people, so listen. I put out there. Everybody is welcome. I don't care. I don't care that you said whatever about. I don't care. I don't care because this is words. What I do care about is you coming and having a good time. So if you want to come, go to planetswirlparty.com. You click the event, upcoming event, and it's there. You can come. They all can come. Everybody is welcome. I'm like Frank White. You're all welcome.
Was there ever a point where you say, "Yo, I'm tired of this shit. Like, I'm done with the LS." So what was that? What was that?
3 o'clock. At 3 o'clock. At 3 o'clock today, and 11 o'clock yesterday, and 2 in the morning the day before that. Every day. I love it, and I hate it at the same time. So,
what's your fuel that will allow you to keep going?
Because I'm good. I'm good at this. I love it. Like even if, and I humbly say I'm good at this because I enjoy what I do. And if I don't feel like I'm good at something, why am I fucking doing it?
That's another reason why I fucks with you. It's like if I'm not writing to, I don't give a fuck if they say Shakespeare is the greatest author of all time. If I'm not striving to become greater than Shakespeare, then why the fuck I'm doing this for? You know what I'm saying?
Kanye West said it. What the fuck I rap for? To drive a fucking RAV4?
That's real talk. That's real talk. You know, if you gotta be the greatest, you know, you gotta be the greatest version of yourself, and that would
I'm the shit to me. I'm the shit to me. My events are the shit to me. I enjoy my events.
So
That's it.
what's the wildest shit you ever seen at a LS party? Not even at a Planet Swirl. What is like the wildest shit that made you say, "Oh shit, I didn't even know that people got down like that," or in general?
Okay, the last one. Actually, I have so many of these. One is I walk into this room. I'm good on giving people names. I'm good on giving people names and they stick. I walk into a room and there's a woman who looks like a teacher standing. There's a man in front of her on his knee. They're on this sectional couch that has the ottoman in the middle. So she's standing up. The guy's standing here. A girl's behind her eating her ass, while the girl who's eating her ass is riding his dick.
Yeah, it's like they doing Connect Four. They doing not.
It's like Tetris. It's like Tetris.
Yeah, they like Tetris. Yeah, they
yeah.
or freaking what's that game? That game with the red and with the circles, the red.
Oh, Connect Four?
No, the red blue. I forgot the name of it. It's the red, blue, and the yellow game where you try not to fall down, where you like angle yourself over somebody.
Like Twister.
Yeah, Twister. Yeah, Twister.
We've done that. We've done that. We've had Twister mats in the hallway. Like 3 or 4 of them connected in the hallway and done Twister down the hallway before. That was pretty cool.
So
we had a glory hole in the hallway.
Glory hole in the hallway. So this at a hotel takeover. Yeah.
So
when you first started, did you do hotel takeovers, or did you immediately went to the lake?
No. We did a party at this club, at this adult theater called Bliss. They have a club there. So we did that the first 2 times. No, this is in Dallas. I'm sorry. Okay. I forget you're not in Texas. I'm just talking anything like you know exactly what I'm talking about. We did our first 2 parties at Bliss. It was October 7th, 2017 was our official first party.
Oh, that's my birthday. October 7th.
Oh, it's real nigga's day.
Yeah, October 7th.
So we did that, and then after that we did shouts out to Jeff and Key. Jeff is a dude who has a house out here, and he allowed me to use his house to throw parties at. So I turned his house into a club, basically, once a month. So we did a couple parties there, and then I was at home. Me and Priscilla were at home. I was smoking, and we were watching The Purge on USA. And The Purge had this. It was a show. The Purge had this scene where they had these women tied up in the wall in the basement, and they were getting touched by people. So I saw that. I was like, man, I want to do that. And then we created The Purge. And The Purge we're going on year 4. The Purge is next week. It's next Saturday. We're doing our 4th year of The Purge. And that is our biggest house party. It was our wildest house party. Like shit always happens, and it ends up being some epic shit. This house has a church parked across the street, and we park at the church. So year before, it's in a town of the suburb of Dallas called Forney. So the cops see all these cars there, and there's people walking back and forth down the street. Imagine like an old road that's being developed, but it's still some traffic. So there's people damn near naked walking across the street to this guy's house. So the cops get called. We had to move 87 cars across the street at 12 o'clock in the morning with half naked, half drunk people. The procession of lights that came down this long driveway was probably one of the most epic things I've ever seen in my life. Like I'm telling you, when we throw fucking parties, we do fucking movies. So this shit is a fucking movie.
So how did you get that knock? Did the police knock and then told y'all had to move y'all shit? How did that like imagine, like tell us the scene from start to finish.
Shouts out to my boy Cam. Cam is my guy who controls the parking. And he texted me like, you need to come out here right now. And he had stopped the cops. Cam is my country guy. So he's not letting no bullshit happen. So the cops show up, he has them at the end of the driveway, and then he just texts me, I come out there and we handle it. But yeah, it was pretty wild.
I know you like, ain't this a bitch? But people was down with it, right? They didn't like bitch about moving their cars.
No. I got the best people. The best people come to my parties, man. The best people what I call Planet Swirl citizens. The best people. And they invite their best lifestyle friends. We only want your best lifestyle friends that you let into your refrigerator.
See, ladies and gentlemen, on Saturdays you get baptized by some chick squirt, and then on Sundays you get baptized by holy water a few yards away from the venue. Ow!
Don't fuck around, man.
So, have you ever hosted an event at the cabaret?
No, we haven't. I've been thinking about doing something like that, but we haven't yet.
Oh, okay. So, do you host meet and greets? Because as for newbies who don't know anybody, so you could get familiar. We absolutely do. We do them at this club in Dallas called Eden. Again, shouts out to Chris. Can you say that again?
Eden, Club Eden, DFW. The guy who inspired me to start doing all these things. He's the owner, and we do stuff there. I just did something at this club in Oklahoma last weekend. But we're gonna start doing. The thing about it is I've been actually funny you said, I've been thinking about better ways to connect people and better ways, even like economically, to connect people, because not everybody can afford to go to my parties, or they're like on the fence because they've never been, but they hear about it, like, I don't know, I don't want to take that chance of it being whack or whatever, and then they see pictures the next day and then they wish they went. But I'm trying to do stuff more at bars and more inclusive things, not just doing these big events.
It seemed like my man's, he got the South Wheezy, the Southwest on smash. So what do you think about Naughty in New Orleans? Because Louisiana is your next door neighbor.
They're on the map. They're on the map. I want to do it. COVID has fucked a lot of things up. COVID has fucked a lot of things up, but made a lot of things great at the same time. The non-New Orleans thing, that's probably on my radar in 2023. We're gonna make a big presence out there in 2023.
Okay. So would you say that Dallas is your base? Is your home base?
Texas is my base.
Okay, Dallas is your base, and
Texas is the base. I claim it all.
You know what they say? Everything is big in Texas. So what do you have in store for the future as far as Planet Swirl?
I want to be global. I want Planet Swirl to be the premier resort LS destination. I want to do things in different parts of the United States, because I feel like everybody needs to at least experience some Planet Swirl shit in their life at least one time, at least once. I feel I'm that confident that this Planet Swirl shit is that good. That I think you need to experience at least once, and then you may not like it, but chances are you will.
So, what do you think about the concept of the Queen of Spades? Because spade is seen as a derogatory term. So when you have white women in a lifestyle, they call themselves Queen of Spades.
Queen of Spades. I knew you were gonna ask me this question. I've been thinking about this question.
I was telling my homegirl about that. I was like, I gotta get them, because I had asked that question in the group. Some people said it's not derogatory. Some people said it is, depending on the context. So what do you think about that label? Because some white women, they got it tattooed on them.
Yeah, I've seen it. I know some personally who have it.
Or even like Mandingo or BBC Big Back Cock, that could be considered as derogatory. But what do you think about those labels?
Me personally, it's not obviously it's not a fetish of mine. That's a tough question because it's very volatile because there's people who feel very strongly about it on either side, and it's like, I mean, there's no right answer, there's no wrong answer. I mean,
it really doesn't bother me. You know what I'm saying? It's more so, it is what it is type of thing. It doesn't bother me because
it don't bother me. It doesn't bother me either. But but I can see how it can bother people, if that makes sense.
Well, if she the queen of spades, then I could be the ace. Ow! But I'm just saying that, you know, is the reason why I asked that, because in adult entertainment, you know, they say that, you know, the adult entertainment is a microcosm of society. So you may get some instances of racism in adult entertainment, and I think that's interesting that you never experienced racism or prejudice in a lifestyle when you run a Swirl group. So how would you able to shield, you know, or pick the right people, the like-minded people who's not tripping on a shade of a person or a person's background or culture?
Well, I'm very upfront about what this is. I mean, and I'm very upfront, and it's not. And I have to correct people. This is not an interracial group. Mm-hmm. It started off that way. I'm not in front. It started off that way because that's what me and Priscilla are. But after being accepted, like I started off with, it was just couples only. That's how it started. But then it branched out to single women. Then it branched out to single men, and then we started adding same race couples, and then they started having a good time, and then it became a thing of a vibe. And it's more people wanting to be in the Black culture and have some I don't want to say like Black experience because it's nothing like that, but like a lot of my people like want to do hood shit without being hood, if that makes sense. No, that's a lot of it. And you know,
you could do hood shit without getting arrested for it.
Yeah. And the other thing is, I mean, when people ask me how my events are, I say they feel like a club you can fuck in. I mean, I set up my events to feel like a nightclub the whole time you're there, because that's what was a great time for me. Like the best time of my lives I could think of was this period of time that I was going out to nightclubs and having friends and having a community setting with people before social media, having connection with people and being out and then taking somebody home if I wanted to, or if that opportunity allowed itself. And that's what I do.
Did you ever have discrepancies with other couples? It's like they didn't have their rules in order, or, you know, you had your rules in order and you might have, you know what I'm saying, engaged. You may like, she may have sucked your dick and her man was like, oh no, we don't do that. Like, did you ever come in like an awkward situation in a swap?
That always happens. Anybody who's been with more than one couple has had an instance where some shit went sideways, or the husband can't get it up, or there's been an instance. I mean, I'm gonna keep it real with this. This is I couldn't get it up because I was whatever. I mean, I wasn't turned on, or whatever the situation was. But I mean, it can be anything, and it can go sideways. But the main thing, especially with her and I, especially before the Swirl shit, it was always just hanging around people that I can laugh with, and people that I can talk shit with, and people that, you know, we don't talk about. The one thing in Planet Swirl we don't talk about, which you can find out more about Planet Swirl at planetswirlparty.com. I'm always plugging my shit if you don't mind.
You do your thing.
The one thing we don't talk about is race, religion, or politics.
Listen.
A lot of people.
Not to cut you off. That a wise and COVID and the jab. A wise elder once told me there are three things you shouldn't talk about. Like you said, race, religion, and politics, and sexual orientation and shit. Sometimes sports. And you live in Texas, so you should know.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah. No, but that's we don't discuss those things because those are all volatile things. And I can see a conversation being gone the wrong way just because somebody has a misunderstanding because somebody typed something a certain way. And I avert all those things. And my whole saying is, we deal with this shit on the outside world all the fucking time. You know how fucked up the world is. You know the fucking numbers that the news tells us the COVID is. You know that's what it is, or that's what we're supposed to think it is. I don't want to come to a fucking group, come to a party and sit in a fucking corner and talk to your fucking ass all day about how you got a vaccine and how now you got a fucking anal itching. I don't want to hear about that.
This is our sanctuary. Listen, when you in the house of Planet Swirl, it's about letting your hair down, and you don't have to worry about the bullshit that's in the real world. Listen, Planet Swirl is heaven when society gives you hell. You understand me? You understand me? It's like your sanctuary. Like, leave your hang-ups and your bullshit at home. When you come here, you come correct or don't come at all, baby. So like take us out, like talk your shit. You know, you got the floor.
PlanetSwirlParty.com. We have shirts, sweaters, hats. We'll have scrunchies, pop sockets, socks, lingerie, all that. We have the Purge, December 18th, the Sleepover, January 21st through the 23rd. We're working on something big in Oklahoma City for some 420 situation. That's coming. It's almost ready. It's almost ready to tell, but we're doing that. May 21st, we're doing Swirl Bowl 2. Swirl Bowl is our flag football competition. May 22nd is when May 22nd of last year is when Planet Swirl started. So every weekend we're starting to do Swirl Bowl, which is like I said, the flag football. It's going to be the Texas Swirl versus the Oklahomies. That's my Oklahoma group is the Oklahomies. So we're doing that. Labor Day weekend in San Antonio again.
The Sooners versus the Longhorns.
Basically, that's basically what it's going to be. Actually, now that you say that, I'm gonna write this down. That's not a bad idea as far as color wise to do something like that. That's not a bad idea. God damn. Hold on, man. Hold up, man.
So for those who don't know what I was talking about, is the Oklahoma Sooners and the Texas Longhorns. Yeah, college football. Yeah, for those who don't know.
Actually, what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to do some jerseys, some shirts in those two different colors and that's a really good idea. I appreciate this, man. I didn't think about that. It's a Planet Swirl shootout. Okay.
Shit, and we don't shoot blanks. Ow.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
We're doing a Halloween situation. We're doing the Purge again next year, and we are doing our first New Year's Eve, 2022 to 2023.
Okay. And on that note, this has been another episode of Swingers After Dark, and this is your host, Not Sun, baby. Check out my website at www.notsunblaze.com. That's www.nahsunblaze.com. And check out my ebook, Fuck, F-U-C-K, you heard right. Fuck, it's on Nook, Kindle, iBooks, Google Play. Go get it. It'll make you say, ow. And shoot me an email at swingpodcast@gmail.com. That's swingpodcast@gmail.com. Hit me up with any questions or concerns that you may have. Rate, share, subscribe, and comment on this podcast. Dig. And on that note, until next time, peace. You know.